I'm Rebecca Wilhelm.
And I'm Mary Quigley.
Welcome to the Hoosier Myths and Legends podcast, where we explore the strange, the mysterious, and the haunted history of the Hoosier State.
When you think of Indiana, you might picture cornfields, basketball, the Indianapolis 500, or famous names like John Mellencamp and Michael Jackson.
But Indiana is more than what first comes to mind. Beneath the surface lies a rich history filled with ghost stories, forgotten legends, and tales that have been passed down for generations.
For all 92 counties of Indiana, Becky and I are uncovering the folklore, mysteries, and chilling stories that make Indiana unique.
If you love tall tales, haunted places, and things that go bump in the night, then this is the podcast for you. So lock your doors, grab a cup of coffee, and get comfortable, because we have a story for you.
Today's episode takes us to Orange County, Indiana.
On the grave of Floyd E. Pruett, who passed away in 1920, an eerie, shadow-like impression of a chain stretches across the pink granite stone. This is a mark that the locals swear shifts in size or grows by exactly one link every year. Over the decades, this bizarre physical phenomenon has birthed a dark web of supernatural legends, ranging from a cursed murderer whose neck was snapped by a runaway logging chain, to an escaped convict, to a ghostly girlfriend who still watches the burial site from across the road. There are skeptics who point to a more grounded explanation. Some think it's a simple rust stain left by a heavy chain back at the stone quarry. But the shifting links continue to draw late-night thrill seekers looking for a brush with the paranormal. So, lock your doors, grab a cup of coffee, and get comfortable as we discuss Bonds Chapel Cemetery, home to one of the Midwest's most enduring pieces of urban folklore, the mystery of the chain on the tombstone.
In the 7 seasons we've been doing this, we've discussed a lot of really interesting folklore and legends. I think this one might be one of my favorites.
I agree, and it's one I've known about for a long time. I actually heard about this one when I was a student at Vincennes University way back in the 90s.
It's one that I've been excited to talk about for sure.
But yeah, there's so many different versions of this legend out there too, which makes it very interesting.
Well, then is the curse that goes with this legend.
And that just adds to the mystery surrounding this.
So let's get into it.
The legend of Bonds Chapel, located in Orange County near Orleans, Indiana, centers around the grave of Floyd E. Pruett, who passed away in 1920.
According to folklore, an etched chain has appeared on his tombstone that is often said to be in the shape of a cross.
Mysteriously, this etched chain grows by one link every year.
Now, there are a lot of theories as to why this is going on.
Now, according to different stories, the chain is believed to be the result of a violent death, curse, or a manifestation of the soul's restraint.
The most common legend about the origin of this chain is what we like to call the abuser legend. According to folklore, Pruett was abusive to his wife, and the chain symbolizes his cruelty and ultimate guilt.
There are also stories out there that Pruett was abusive to slaves. However, Pruett died in 1920, so this is unlikely.
Now, this theory about Pruett being abusive does go along with the theory that Pruett was a murderer.
This legend tells that Pruett killed someone using a chain.
Most of the stories say that it was his wife.
And people who tell this version of the legend most often say that the wife put a curse on him before she died.
However, Ronald Baker's book, Hoosier Folk Legends, tells the tale a bit differently. We're going to read it for you.
There's a cemetery in Orleans that has a grave of a man who killed his wife with a chain. The man was never proven guilty, but his wife's family swore his guilt would be there, and if so, it would be exposed.
So when the man died, he was not buried with his wife, but was buried alone. The grave marker was put up, and in a few days, this thing which looked like a flaw in the stone started to appear.
Well, it finally formed a chain link. This was the proof of his guilt that had been sworn would appear. Well, for every year on the day the man had killed his young wife, a new link would form on the chain.
Soon the word got out, and there was lots of people coming to see the stone. The church didn't like all this popularity, so they changed the original stone for another one, hoping or knowing this would take care of their problem. Well, on the date that the link should have been added on, it was.
Now, people started to wonder how the links were getting there. Some thought that someone was going out there and carving them. So the day before the link was to appear, some men started to get up enough courage to go out there and spend the night.
Well, 2 men went, and a little before midnight, they both fell asleep. When they woke up, the new link was there, but they still did not know how they got there.
We'll be back after a short break with more from Ronald Baker's Hoosier Folk Legends about the curse associated with the tombstone.
Don't go anywhere. Before we get back to the episode, we wanted to tell you about something new we're putting together for our listeners.
It's an online book club focused on Indiana authors, Indiana-related books, local history, folklore, mysteries, and of course, stories with a Hoosier connection.
The book club will live in a Facebook group, so you can join from anywhere, read along at your own pace, and be part of the conversation when a book catches your interest.
Some months might feature local history, some might feature fiction, some might lean spooky, strange, or legendary, but the heart of it will always be Indiana stories and the people who tell them.
So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, we'd love to have you join us.
You can find the link in our show notes or watch our Facebook page for more details as we get the group started.
Come read with us, talk books with us, and help us celebrate Indiana authors and Indiana stories.
Now, let's get back to the episode. We're back with a legend about the curse associated with this story.
Okay, so we left off reading from the book Hoosier Folk Legends.
All right, so we'll continue. Some young guys were messing around and decided to go out there.
One of them believed the story, but the other one didn't. The guy who didn't believe it touched the chain, and on the way home, he got killed in a car wreck.
Someone had stretched up a log chain, and the boy driving didn't see it. The other boy was not hurt at all. So now everyone swears that if you touch the chain, you will die by the chain.
The legend we just read is part of the Indiana State University Folklore Archives. It was collected in March of 1970.
It came from a 20-year-old ISU student.
Well, that is creepy. I want to go there and see the tombstone.
Well, we can look, Mary, but we are not touching it.
Agreed.
Now, another interesting thing is the belief that the chain will not appear in pictures that are taken of the tombstone.
Now, this is false because if you Google about this, there are a lot of pictures that come up and the chain appears.
Now, there's also an article in the Bloomington Herald-Times from November the 16th of 1969 that talks about the legend of the tombstone, and there is a photo in that article of the tombstone, and you can visibly see the cross.
Now, this article was really interesting because it told an older legend that predates the one told in Ronald Baker's book.
This tale tells of a young man on horseback who came out to see the stone.
According to this article, the young man counted the links on the chain. Well, the last link he counted was the 13th. And just as he put his finger on it, an apparition in the form of a bright light came up out of the grave.
Of course, the guy gets scared, and according to the story, the man fled in fright. As he whipped his horse into a gallop, he was thrown from the horse and was killed.
Something else that is interesting about this legend is that varying accounts tell of different lengths to the chain.
Yes, the chain length changes every time you go out there to see it, apparently. And you'll never count the same amount.
That's eerie. So even if touching the chain doesn't bring death, it most certainly is thought to bring some bad luck.
Yes, and our friend Terry actually grew up near here, and she has shared a couple stories with me about going out there and seeing this.
It seems like it was kind of a rite of passage, so to speak, with young people.
Yeah, she said it was something that teenagers would do.
Fun.
Yeah, and we'll be back with a little more about this legend after a short break.
Freshen up your coffee. We'll be right back. Are you an Indiana small business owner looking to reach a wider audience?
Consider partnering with the Hoosier Myths and Legends podcast directly to advertise your business.
Our listeners are passionate, engaged, and love supporting local businesses just like yours. By advertising with us, you'll connect directly with a community that values what Indiana has to offer.
Promote your business with the Hoosier Myths and Legends podcast and watch your customer base grow. Ready to make your mark? Contact us today at HoosierMythsandLegends@gmail.com and let's bring your business to the forefront. We're back.
The chain isn't the only legend connected to Bond's Chapel Cemetery.
That's right.
Some visitors believe Floyd Pruett himself never left the cemetery.
Yes. So over the years, people have claimed to see a shadowy figure wandering among the graves, especially after dark. Others have reported hearing unexplained footsteps, feeling as though they were being watched, or even experiencing an overwhelming sense that someone was standing right behind them.
Linda Day, in her book, Indiana Folklore, A Reader, has an account of eyewitnesses to this apparition.
From her account, 2 friends visiting the cemetery had encountered a ragged old man leaving the adjacent church.
The old man told the boys to leave, adding that he lived there.
Now, listeners, here is the creepy part. The name that the old man gave the boys was the exact same name that appears on the tombstone.
Absolutely not.
No, I agree. I'm out of there.
Something to consider is whether those experiences are connected to Pruett, the chain on the tombstone, or simply the power of a good ghost story. Well, that's something each visitor has to decide for themselves.
Now, one thing is certain. More than a century after Floyd Pruett's death, people are still making the trip to Bond's Chapel Cemetery, hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious chain or maybe even something stranger.
For me, that's what makes legends like this so fascinating. Even when the facts are uncertain, the stories continue to grow, just like the chain is said to do.
Listeners, our next episode will be one of our Hoosier case file stories. We leave behind haunted cemeteries and unexplained folklore to dive into one of Indiana's most notorious true crime stories.
Before organized crime became synonymous with cities like Chicago, one gang was carving out its own violent legacy in southern Indiana. Join us next time as we explore the story of the Archer Gang.
Known for bootlegging, robberies, and murder, we'll also explore the lawmen who were determined to bring their reign of terror to an end. It's one of Indiana's most fascinating true crime stories, and it's one that you won't want to miss.
Have you ever had an experience at Bond's Chapel? Are you familiar with the chain on the tombstone? We would love to hear about it. Please send us an email to HoosierMythsandLegends@gmail.com or reach out to us on social media. We may use it in a later episode. In the email, let us know if you wish to remain anonymous.
To see our source material, please visit our website, HoosierMythsAndLegends.com. You can find us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hoosier Myths and Legends is a Quigley Productions podcast.
Our theme song was written and recorded by Wet Blanket. The song title is Taxidermy Race Car.
And as always, stay spooky.